Hi guys, Dave here for Dave Outdoors. Thanks for tuning in. I've recently made a purchase of a bit of kit for the field, and it's an item that I don't normally carry or wear in the field, but I decided to get one. And today I've been putting it to its paces. It's really wet today, and this is it here. It's a oilskin hat made by a company out here in New Zealand called Selke, S-E-L-K-E. And I've seen them around for a few years, and I've seen a few people wearing them, and I thought I'd give it a try and see how it's worked out. Now it is oilskin, and I know oilskin after a while can become long-term exposure to rain or showers or just heavy downpours. It can become saturated quite quickly. This one hasn't done too badly. I guess overall I'd rate it as a pretty good purchase. The shape of it, as you can see, the water, it's designed for New Zealand, which is very good. The water to definitely run off there. And so when I put it on, I make sure this is over the back of my, say here, I've got over the back of my hood, so the water just runs straight off and straight down my back, not down my neck. So the design is quite good. And I spend most of my time in the bush, not in the open spaces like on farms and open tussock land and stuff like that. I'm mostly in the bush. So having a hat that is close cut and folded down like that rather than large brims that stick out and get caught on everything, having a hat of this design is quite good. It's worked out quite well. I don't go through the bush and get caught up on stuff like it's so easy to do. The problem I do have with it, I guess with the low part at the back here, is that when you look up, this catches on your shoulders, or if you're wearing a backpack, catches on the back of the backpack, and I'll show you. You know, you look up like that, and the hat moves, so you end up, I'm looking straight at you right now, and can't see a damn thing. So that's just one of the issues of it. It's just a design issue, but I'm sort of working my way around it. I think further back I put it, well, I just put it up like that and keep it flat. You can look up and move around. It's you just play with it a little bit and figure how to wear it right. Comes with a retaining strap, go around your head, it'll go around your chin strap, and it's got a sliding toggle on it, which is quite handy. I tend not to use them. I tend to just have this flipped around behind my head, just keeping it out of the way. We did have these on the hats we had in the military, and we were going through the jungle, and sometimes they can get caught up on the close brush and stuff. So just a trick we used to do, you may be familiar with it, maybe not, I don't know. We would have these under our chin like that, so that stops it going back. If it goes back onto your neck, that holds it there, stops you losing it. And then we put these behind our ears. So under the chin, if you lose the hat that way, it gets brushed off, you still retain it. And behind the ears, if you lose it from the back, it just slides forward and just hangs off the ears, so you never lose your hat. So just have it under the chin and behind the ears, and you can retain it that way. But like I was saying, for me, most of the time I just have it behind my head like that. I don't know if you could see in the camera the rain coming down. It's pretty bad out there in the open, but not too bad here in the bush. So it has had a really good test. So how is it done for waterproofing? Well, it is oilskin. It's not wax, it's oilskin, and it's 100% cotton. And I'd say it's pretty well saturated there right now. But being oilskin or wax, it's not breathable. And so a lot of the moisture in there is just sweat and moisture released from my head. So still comfortable. I haven't felt, my head hasn't been chilled in this sort of thing as you would expect as the moisture cools. I guess my head has been keeping it warm up there, so it hasn't been too bad. Even though it's been wet, it hasn't been clammy feeling or chilling me at all, like I was saying. So actually it's been pretty good. Around here on the brim, it's a little less saturated. The water's sort of, it's damp there, but not as saturated as around here. But again, you know, keeping in mind, I got the water on top, and I got moisture from my own perspiration on the inside, so that's probably why that's so saturated. It's got 3 ventilation holes on either side. Put that in there. 3 ventilation holes on either side to let a lot of the air out anyway. So really, overall, it's quite comfortable. It's quite a comfortable hat. Another thing on the design of it, which actually helps it hold water, which is not what you're after, is the way it's sewn around here. But this, this is common for all hats. You might be able to see it there, I'm not too sure. Just the sew markers around there. So you've got the crown there, and got the sort of the rim there. So the vertical part of the hat comes like that, and the crown sits on top like that, and there's your sew mark right there. And water can collect and just sitting there, and that sew mark eventually soak through. What I might end up doing with it, because it's not breathable anyway, what I might end up doing is maybe a little bit of a detergent wash to get rid of the oil, and then just wax the whole thing and wax around those threads, because that will stop the water from getting through. Yeah, I think other than that, I think it's not a bad hat. I think they're 50 to 60 bucks out here. In New Zealand, you get them in the hunting stores and some of the outdoor stores, mostly the hunting stores, and the farming stores as well. On a farm, I haven't had a lot of experience out there, but I had a lot of experience in the open ground in bad weather, and I don't really know if it would be a good farm hat. It's simply because eventually it does get saturated, and out there in the open country in bad weather, you need the top-notch gear. So I would probably go with synthetic fabrics or something like that. Yeah, I don't really think this would do the job all that well. For comfort, when I'm wearing it, I'm going to wear a bandana, and I've also done a little bit of wearing of it with a polypropylene hat or polypropylene balaclava, just a very thin layer of polypropylene. Just put a layer between my hairless head and the inside of the canvas, because it's a little bit oily in there, a little bit clammy, and you don't want your head, your skin, or your wet hair right up against there anyway, because that's going to cool you down quite quickly. You want a layer of something in there. Today it's not too cold. It's kind of quite muggy today, so I've just got cotton on. Normally I would have polypropylene, which is a good insulation layer, cotton made. But yeah, so that's the Selke hat. Don't think there's too much more I can tell you about it. That's the Selke Oil Skin Hat, but pretty good purchase. I'm glad I purchased that, and it's going to turn me around a bit. I'll be starting to wear this in the winter time a little bit more as well. Thanks for tuning in, guys.